agenda of items for you this week. Looking forward to jumping into it. To get things started off, we have a new DAO proposal. Well, we've got a couple of new DAO proposals up, so let's cover those real quick. Thanks to the hard work of Danny, we have a proposal up for executing some treasury management. So we have some ETH that is needing to be converted into USDC. So that we can continue executing our regular payrolls and other ongoing expenses. So this proposal will be transferring a amount of ETH to the multi-sig that the stewards are all signers on, and then the stewards will execute the trade. This is a much safer process than executing the trade directly from the governance proposal, because trades are very timely. The exchange rates change by the millisecond, and so it's really hard to get a proposal on chain for 2 weeks for the whole process to go through, and by the end of those 2 weeks, have it still be within executable parameters on the exchange. It's been tried many times. It's a common problem for DAOs. So we're just sidestepping that whole struggle, and we're going to transfer the ETH into the multi-sig, and then the stewards will execute the trade effectively once they have access to those funds. And then we'll transfer the USDC back into the treasury. So that is what that proposal is about. If you have any questions about that process, feel free to ping any of the stewards or talk to us in the Discord chat. But otherwise, get your votes in there so that we can continue operating our treasury. Welcome, Will. Glad to see you can make it to the meeting. We're just talking about some of the DAO proposals that are up. So we just went over the treasury management proposal for getting some ETH converted to USDC. We also have the proposal from Design Iconoclast is ready for voting. It was up last week, just got posted before the call. So it was in the 1 week, preview window or whatever. So it is now ready for voting. So get in there, get your votes on that one. We want to conclude the EAS integration that was so masterfully created by the Design Iconoclast. It's a cool update. We're excited to have EAS part of the Unlock community. So we'll get that finalized with that vote. And we also have retro funding content contribution treasury or proposal up. I think that one just got posted too. So it says it's active. So I guess that one is ready for voting as well. So yeah, those are the 3 live proposals. One of them's pending. 2 of them are active. Get onto Tally while you still can and get your votes in. Don't want to miss the opportunity. Speaking of Tally, do you have a question? Stella or King or Will, did you have a comment on that?
I have a question. With the pending sunsetting of Tally, will DGov still work, or that's tied to Tally?
Yeah, so that is the next topic that I was just about to transition into. So yeah, Tally is shutting down. So Tally is just a front end for the governor contract that operates on chain. And so the DGov is just a different front end that accesses the same back end. So Tally's not shutting down the back end because that's not necessarily something that they control. It's just an open contract that operates on chain. Anyone can access it and run governance through it. So we could build our own front end. I think that our fearless leader, Julian, was working on smashing something together for us. He was unable to make it this week again, but I believe, will be here maybe next week. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, but yeah. So DGov should still work. There was somebody in the Discord that was messaging us about that, saying that there are some self-hosting options that don't come with a fee. So we can look into that. I messaged them to see if they could join this call, but it doesn't look like they were able to make it. But we'll keep digging into that and figure out what's going on with DGov. And we'll see what Julian's got cooked up for homebrew. Otherwise, governance will continue to function. Our governance isn't getting shut down, just the web UI front end that Tally operates that we've used to access it. So we will just find a different solution that accesses our existing governance on chain and continue operating business as usual. Stella.
Yeah, just wanted to share a little bit because Julian has spammed me all weekend with his progress on the governance dashboard. And I remember his first message to me was, I believe your eyes are gonna bleed, but can you tell me if I'm making good progress? Something like this. And I'm like, yeah, my eyes are bleeding for sure, but the functions are all there. And we can always design wise, we can clean this up later, right? So she like I don't know what we're doing wrong, but we are on this specific link, right, that ends in zfk underscore or not minus qxki, right? This is the link you're also on this meeting, correct? Yes, exact same
Yep.
link I sent Anupa, and Anupa like just can't join. She doesn't show up for me at all here on the side panel. So I don't know how to get her in here other than sending her the link. But I also feel we're quite a few, which makes me worried that there are other people waiting in queue and we cannot see them either. So what shall we do?
Yeah, that is strange.
Right?
Hmm.
Because this is not like the wrong.
Yeah. Design Iconoclast just messaged me in the weekly calls.
Can't join either.
No.
Ah, that's so weird. I swear. You guys all have this link, right?
Oh, it says he's in the waiting lounge. Is
Yeah,
there?
but there is no waiting launch. This is an open call, so I'm not quite sure what's happening. It's exactly my point because Anupa said the same thing, and I cannot see them.
Interesting. Yeah, it says that there are, if I mouse over the little button in the top right, it says visitors are in this meeting, and when I go to view everyone in the call, though, it doesn't show them. So something on Google is messing up, I think, and it's not showing us.
If it's not one challenge, it's another with these platforms.
There's always something, I swear. Should I just reload? I will quickly reload, okay? On my end. It might be that you get kicked out. So just fair
Sure.
warning. Then rejoin, please.
Not exactly. I was just trying to copy to try to see if it's the same thing. Maybe they're in.
Hey,
Yeah.
looks like we got it figured out. All right.
Problem
Hey.
solved.
Welcome.
Welcome, guys. Sorry for this.
Welcome. Yeah, it was. It looks like it was an issue with the admin control of the Google Meet, but glad Stella got it figured out. So welcome, Design Iconoclast. Glad that you could make it. We did talk briefly about your proposal being up for voting. Did you have some commentary or insight that you wanted to share with us about that?
No, not much. It's up for voting. The PR is live, waiting for review from Julien, and that's where we are right now. So it's not the feature is not fully complete now. It's just working on base Sepolia, so on testnet. Once the PR, the functionality is merged with the main repo, I'll push another PR with the mainnet contract addresses and all this kind of stuff. So I just don't want to go too fast on that. But that's just the like little technical thing. No, yeah, all good. Just let me know if you have any questions. I didn't get many questions about the proposal so far. So feel free. If you want to know more about it, why I did it, what's the value behind it. Because I think there's a possibility it's going to drive more adoption for NOC, especially for the certification. process. So that's why we proposed that. So I think there's like value for the protocol in there. So yeah, I'm keen to answer any kind of question. Just feel free.
Nice. Yeah, well, it's good. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Anybody in the community, if you have questions, make sure that you bring them. Happy to discuss them in the calls. If you want to just message me your questions, or you can meet us on the Discord forum. There is a thread in the DAO forum specifically dedicated to this EAS integration. Design Iconoclast is active in that thread, so ask questions there and he will respond. We've mentioned this in previous calls, but this integration, I think, is really helpful for the protocol. I think it's a great move for kind of connecting the communities of EAS and the Unlock protocol. We're both decentralized communities that have shared value systems. We're in this space for kind of the same reasons, solving similar problems. Having EAS integrated with Unlock is a huge step forward in that regard. And so, yeah, I would love to see, this is just me kind of like postulating on things a little bit, but, I'd love to see community activity around this. There's a lot of active community in the EAS world. And if they can learn about what Unlock does and how Unlock is integrated with EAS, it may provide solutions to problems that, they are currently looking for. And in the same way, people in the Unlock community might find solutions with EAS that they are looking for. So it's a great opportunity for us to cross-pollinate these communities as well as these protocols. They are complementary services that, hopefully together they can help resolve a lot of issues that people face when they're trying to build in this ecosystem. So bring those ideas, share in the forum, and let us know if you see things happening in the EAS community, if you're active in that community, if there's conversations that you don't necessarily feel empowered to engage in, but you think someone from Unlock should, bring that to the Discord and let us know. And let's get people over there and get people engaging on the EAS forums. There's a lot of great stuff cooking over there. So I'd love to see, that cross-pollination happen. Go ahead.
Just maybe
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. No, just one remark. I'm gonna go to ETHCAN because it's like next door to where I live, and next week. So I think on my agenda, I'm gonna hit the EAS guys. They're supposed to be there. We're gonna talk about Unlock for sure. But I'm gonna see if there's something we can do to just I don't know, promote this integration or do something together, because as you're right, like the EAS community is pretty active. It's like tier one, they're very well respected. The technology is pretty good. Like it's simple to integrate. It's super robust. It would be great to have some kind of push from them as well, because they love to do that. And they're very supportive of builders and other protocols. So I'm gonna see if I can hit them up and see where they are and just like kind of like, hey guys.
Mm-hmm.
So
that sounds awesome.
That's on the agenda for next week. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, looking forward to hearing updates on that, and hopefully you have a good time at the festival. And also, one of the things I was thinking about is maybe this is something that maybe we can just kind of let percolate in our minds, but there could be some advantage to creating some sort of Metopia learning journey about the EAS and Unlock compatibility. Our Metopia platform has been growing quite a bit. It's getting a lot of attention. People are really enjoying the learning campaign process. So there could be potentially some ways to connect with CC about how to, move this into that, as we start to explore a little bit more with EAS and help people understand how they can utilize this integration. Totally. Just a little tidbit to think about for the future. Will, you got your hand up. Did you have a question?
I did, and I apologize if I haven't been reading up on this integration, but since I've got the key instigator responsible for this, I figured I'd just ask you directly. How is this going to be reflective in the protocol? Is it going to be like visible in a wallet where it's like this is an EAS interaction when somebody engages with the protocol? Just a little bit more clarity on that for me, please.
Yeah, so it's not going to show up in a very branded way, if that's a question. So the way it will appear is like when you have a certification on your NFT, you can ask the certifier, let's say university or whatever, to generate a certificate for you with an attestation That's what the technical term for DS is, with like more data that an NFT has currently. So for example, personal data like name, date of birth, and things. And my point with that is to give the NFT a little bit more connection to the real world, because this kind of data, this kind of personal data is something sometimes, I mean, a lot of times, employer or universities or all kind of people who are trying to validate your certifications are asking for. And the way it shows up is just like adding menus here and there in the flow. I should post. I said I was going to do that, and I didn't. I'm sorry about that. I would post a video of how it works so that people understand a little bit like what it does. But it's just like icons here and there, create attestation, download the attestation, show it how it, display how it works, and just have the PDF and share the PDF and these kind of things. So it's very the mechanics, the background mechanics are very well hidden. I mean, I hope, but it's just like little bullets here and there, but I will show a video so that it's a bit more clear. But there's no like big plaster EAS integration kind of thing. It's an open source protocol, so they're super happy just being integrated. It's an SDK, so pretty easy to do.
Yeah, I'm very familiar because we already issue AES certificates against all of our learning content. So I just wanted to understand if it's going to be visible to the end user, where it would be in the process. If not, it's on the back end, that's fine. A little bit harder for them to identify the schema on chain, but if it's going in with the unlock certificates and being integrated with that, I think that's a great value add.
Yeah, and one point I'm also considering is like, I've put like 3 schemas at the moment, and they're very kind of generic. It's like name, surname, and date of birth, those kind of things. I'm really looking forward to hearing from what people want and what users want, because maybe I'm just totally off mark. And creating a new schema, integrating it, it's like it takes no time at all. And the way I see this first batch of integration is just like, let's put it out there and see what people use and what people want. But if if people want a different kind of schema, different kind of data, that's totally feasible. It's totally doable, and I'm super happy to push that, because that's the ultimate goal for people to use that technology. So yeah, the schemas are there. They're 3. They're pretty generic. It just came out straight out of my mind, so they're probably perfectible. So looking forward to having some feedback on that as well.
That's really good to know about the schemas. That's a very crucial point. So thank you, Will, for bringing that up. And exciting to know that they are so accessible in terms of the perfecting process, right? So if you are looking to test out this EAS integration, you want to play around with it, make sure you bring that feedback back to the group. You can share it in the Discord forum, or open up a line of communication, directly. I'm sure would be welcomed. So yeah, definitely test it out, see what works, see what you would like it to do, and provide that feedback so that we can continue perfecting the integration. Stella, you're patiently waiting up there.
But also the design iconoclast. Once this is all through, can you just make a little screen recording for Stacey, Jonathan, and me, so we can, use it on social media to advertise? That would be
Yes, totally.
fantastic.
I'm super behind. I'm sorry about that. Yes,
No,
absolutely.
all good.
It's been on my to do for a while, and I know it's like it takes me like 15 minutes to make it, and I haven't found the time to do that. I'm just sorry. I'm just moving houses again. It's just my life is a mess. So,
That's okay. You have us as little reminders in the back of your brain.
yes,
We'll be like,
yeah,
you have something
totally.
for us we can use, because
Yeah.
I raised my hand before Stacey joined, but otherwise she would have asked you the same thing, I think.
No, totally. Yeah. I'll do it. Promise.
Awesome.
Record
Perfect.
me, just quote me. It's the 24th of March. I will do it.
Perfect. Thank you. Trix, I don't know if you saw Anupa's message, but she wanted to quickly also get on the agenda. So it's yet
Yep, I
getting
added it.
accustomed to it. So may you give her the space, please.
Yep.
Yeah, and
She's next
plus
on the agenda. Go ahead.
yeah, plus it's almost 12 and my brain is like shutting down. Just to add to what Design and Iconoclast said, you can actually do the demo on You Make Us. So that's one of the conversations I wanted to have. I've actually sent you the form as well. So it would be great if you fill that out, because after tomorrow's, like tomorrow is our first episode, you go on next. So if you want to do the demo live, then that would be great. Talk about anything that would add value for the way that the community can, benefit, respond to. We can start a line of conversation. That's one of the things that I was planning, is that if you guys have seen the form, one of the last questions is, what do you want from Unlock? And I've started getting feedback from people. So that's also something that maybe we can have a section or bring up during the DAO calls, that what is the community expecting, because there's some great points that are coming up. So there was another person also who I spoke to today, called Tom Brigner. He was also wanting, he's going to be one of the speakers, so he was also wondering how we he could test out his idea, that whatever he's made, or give feedback. So that could be something that we can definitely look into, as a group, because there's a lot of feedback coming in now. Yeah, that's one. Second is that, yeah, for tomorrow's session, yeah, bring in all your thoughts. It's going to be quite open. It would be nice if you guys talk about things that you've done for Unlock, and general conversations. It's quite open-ended. Another thing is that what design iconoclast and we were talking about another DAO timing. Are you still up for that? Like what we were speaking during your morning and my afternoon?
Yep.
So yeah, that would be good, because in that sense, we can get people from other time zones also, and then maybe once a month, rather than doing the call that I think is 10, I think it's about 11:30 a.m. EST. We scrap that, and then once in a while, whoever's on that team can do like a feedback session, at this time, rather than us having multiple DAO calls.
Do we have people all like apart from Anupa, from the eastern part of the world, like people in Singapore, Japan, Australia, New Zealand?
We should.
No.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
hoping that you make us can actually get people interested, because it's all about the community use cases. And I'm also meeting with G2 on Thursday, and he was, he had a bunch of ideas that about community growth and more engagement. So in that sense, yeah, let's get people moving. So because it's a fact, like joining in at this time, it's not possible, right? So I think let's make our community more inclusive, that we can figure out a way that we can function better.
I think it sounds
Maybe-
great. Go ahead, Stella.
No, you go first.
I was just going to validate that. I think it's a great idea. I didn't have a suggestion. It sounded like you had a suggestion, so maybe you go ahead.
We're being over polite right now, but it's okay. Actually, I just while you were talking, I was checking our GTAG that we still have embedded on the site. I think Stacey did the same thing. Did you do the same thing? To just like understand if we actually have people from there using the protocol, and it seems to be the case. So it does make sense to open that, right? Because actually there is a strong audience in China, India, Russia, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Singapore, Iraq. Who would have thought? So I think might be worth the experiment, figuring
Yeah.
this out. And just just a little bit of a nudge on the whole G2 conversation. I love G2. I think what he's doing is awesome. But whenever someone comes in here and says, I have ideas about engagement, I really want them to actually do it. So when you talk
No,
next time to G2, tell him to actually do it, because like we
No,
get all of the ideas and it's like all three of us like putting all this content together, right? So that's not fair. If you have ideas, it's great, but also come in and do the work. Just saying
yeah.
this publicly here. So, you know.
Yeah, he didn't say I have community, I have engagement ideas, but the last question kind of talks about the fact that, yeah, like what else can we do? Yeah, so that was about it. And I had one more thing. Yeah, so also with Metopia, I thought I would talk to CC in detail about it. If it continues, using the different use cases of various speakers can also be like quests, where we can actually get them to use different kinds of uh, different kinds of things that are being made. So I think that would be really interesting, not only for us, for the people who are actually creating, and it can be anyone. I plan to call as many people as possible. We could even do not like one but maybe two speakers session to really get it going, and we can actually add Metopia into this as a learning curve of all the great projects out there.
Yeah, sure, sure. In fact, right now we have our current campaign with Metopia, and it's been going really good. Last time I just checked, and we have already 906 participants, active participants. So that's good. And it's going like steady, but definitely growing.
Yeah.
And yeah, we are in conversations with them to extend the campaign. So let's see what they say.
Yeah.
What's their proposition also. So yeah, let's keep that open. So once it's settled, then we will be ready to launch a new campaign, and definitely add it to the You Make Us show too, because it's been a really good partnership that we have with them. So yeah, but let's do that because this campaign is lasting until March 30th. So
Yeah.
if you haven't participated, now is the time. Go participate, learn, earn some app tokens, and please come and join the DAO. Start voting. We have now live voting proposals. So please
Oh,
go ahead.
Also, CC, for the people who've already participated, let's say depending on the future, which is yet to be discussed, even for the people who've actually participated, they can also be, because it's about using Metopia. Maybe we can have them on one of the episodes, because it's basically just getting more people to see what's happening with Unlock. So that also can be of like a idea. I don't know. I mean, think about it. If you feel that that's something that will help us, just create the buzz and keep it going.
Yeah, sure. Let's circle back with that in the next marketing working group call, so we can align and thoughts, and also have the response from their side and see what can be and what cannot be. But yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Stella. I think you have there was a project that they were unable to make it to the call, but there's a proposal draft on the DAO forum for new integration. I think Stella has a little bit of information about it, so go ahead and tell us.
Yeah, so just to keep things fair, because I used to always introduce projects who came in like this. I don't want to make an exception just because of the context. Um, so this project is called Neuroblock. It's a grant proposal. They have laid out the problem statement really well. So essentially, they're saying, hey, Neuroblock lets users interact with AI models, agents, and data sets, but right now there's no native way to gate access to premium AI sources, verify and credential. Um, credit, I guess, contributor work on chain, monetize usage in a scalable Web3 native way. And then, they go into a little bit more detail. I posted the Discord link in the chat. But I guess the timeline they're suggesting is 12 weeks. Networks would be focused on base and optimism, and compensation request would be 2,000 USDC plus 2 million app tokens. First, this proposal was posted originally by mpoons 38 before it then was reposted by this new account who seems to be the founder of a Neuroblock. Of course, I can research Neuroblock, but just quick feedback to anyone who posts proposals on here. Like, it's always good to give the DAO as much context as you can. So, put in the web address so we don't happen to go on the wrong web address, right? Put in some of the social chains, because obviously we want to understand if your reach is better than ours, right? Because if you build this in, like, there needs to be clear benefits for the DAO. So what are those benefits, right? So if you're doing subscriptions, which are paid, then the benefit is clear because the DAO gets a 1% burn fee from every subscription you're selling, right? But like, having some of these like numbers is something that we realized in the last 2 years, something really important to add to proposals. So I don't know if anyone else has read the proposal yet. Otherwise, I suggest you get onto that and you comment what you think about it. I think there's also a PDF. I actually did not see the PDF before, so it's I don't know. It's like, oh, okay, I see. It's a more like, I guess, detailed written work document, and maybe it contains some of the links. Let me check. Cannot see them right now. But yeah, also I would have some no links. But I also would have some more detailed questions around like how this is supposed to be like benefiting essentially the DAO. So if the person responsible for this, be it mpoons or the new account that has just joined, John Garanura, I guess. Like, maybe they can both like help us understand essentially why this is important for the DAO to maybe consider. Yeah, that's it. Sorry, done.
Makes sense. I think that everything that you mentioned in there is really good. For me, it really just like a general comment about these types of proposals. The giving out of grant funding for integrations and such is a tricky aspect of being a DAO. We have to do it to some extent, but we have to be very careful with how we do it because the return on that value is very difficult to capture, right? So like the EAS integration made a lot of sense to the DAO, and we all really were excited about that integration because there's a lot of value for the Unlock community integrating with EAS, because EAS is a highly established community. It's well respected. There's a lot of attention around it. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. It's not something new, right? It's something that's been around. And so there's a lot of value associated with that integration. For new projects, there needs to be a very explicit value proposition. If they don't already have an existing community, if they don't have existing awareness, if there's not something that they're bringing to the table, then there has to be a very specific explanation of what that value is in order for us to sponsor the integration. So that's something to think about when you're making these types of proposals, is really, really hone in on that value proposition for the Unlock community if you're asking for funding. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be funded in order to integrate, right? Unlock is an open protocol. Like, integrations can happen without us paying for it. So if it is a valuable integration for your project, just do it anyway. And if it starts bringing value to the Unlock community, there are opportunities and ways for the Unlock community to reward those integrations that prove themselves to be valuable. So there's kind of different paths that you can go down depending on what the value proposition is. So just something to think about as you're evaluating these types of proposals and considering submitting this type of proposal. So yeah, thank you, Stella, for bringing that up. And also thank you to the team who brought the NeuroBlock proposal to our awareness. It's an interesting concept. I love the idea of credentialed AI certifications running through Unlock. Very interesting. It definitely piques my my interest as a nerd. But I have all those questions of what is the value proposition, because an idea is only as useful as the execution, as Stella so eloquently put in terms of suggestions for community engagement. Ideas by themselves are rarely very valuable. It's the execution of the idea that creates the value. So let's focus on the execution aspect. And yeah, same thing. I don't know, Jonathan, if you if you wanted to say something about your idea, or if you just want to get it written down and share with the community. But if you want to jump in now and share a little bit, feel free. Otherwise, we'll go to Will and talk about his community update.
All right. Well, I was waiting to see if Jonathan unmuted or not, and I gave him a natural pause there to see if that happened. So with that being said, you guys can all hear me okay? Because I can tell by your smiling faces that you're pleased to have me here. Anyways, KF Media community using Unlock in coordination with the Tree Gens community. I have an update for you guys. Today, at some point in time, we will be issuing no less than 18 Unlock educational certificates on base chain. This right now fulfills only half of the ambassadors that have been promoted to that role within the Tree Gens community. We're still collecting wallet addresses, because when they filled out the Unlock form, they might have used the real name. On X, they're using an alias. In the Tree Gens community and Telegram, they're using a different handle. So it's very difficult to reconcile that information. But we do have 18 verified wallets as of right now. So we'll be deploying those at some point today. So look for that on-chain activity on base. And yeah, shout out to Unlock for being able to deploy educational certificates with a very unique image attached to them that people can actually see inside of their wallets.
Amazing. I love it. It's fantastic news. Excited to hear it. Thank you for sharing. Always great. And seems like a timely project update for the EAS integration, since you're already working with on-chain certificates utilizing Unlock. So hopefully the EAS integration adds immediate value to the process that you have been building for quite some time now. So excited to hear that nice kind of collaboration working out well. Hopefully it continues to provide value for all kinds of projects. And perhaps we can utilize, if you're able to tap into that, we can utilize some of the work that you're doing to showcase not only your project, but also the EAS integration. So I don't know, just a little potential hope in there for synergy. We'll see how that plays out. But thank you for bringing that update to the community. Did anybody else have any updates? I know, Dana, you mentioned something about P2E Inferno. I don't know if you had something you wanted to share on the call, or if that's just something for next week.
Yeah, I would rather do a showing next week, because I think it's better to show, not tell. But there's a lot of integrations and exciting things that's been built out that I'd love to show. So let's just have that for next week.
Awesome. Yes. Show and tell is definitely the way to go. Excited to see the progress. Seeing is believing. So we will all be amazed when the time is right. So thank you for properly cooking that one before shipping it to us. Always appreciated. And yeah, that's pretty much the agenda. Does anybody else have any anything that I missed or anything that you'd want to bring up? Resonating silence and lots of thinking faces.
Yeah, thinking about it. Feel like we are missing something, to be honest, but I I don't recall what. So I guess that's gonna be it.
All
Yeah,
right, that's the
from
call.
our side is also like nothing else more. Just we are preparing for our next campaigns. So hopefully next week we will have another update with much insights because yeah, we are heading towards April, and April is going to be a pretty good month.
That's true. And also a quick shout out to Ceci because marketing is finally coming to, I want to say, a calm space where we've settled into the new workflow and the content sheet is like magically filling itself out. It's obviously not true. It's thanks to Jonathan and Gosman and you know so yeah, I kind of hope to see another article from Roberto or Robert. What was his name? Roberto or Robert?
Well, Roberto Carlos is his nickname, but I'm usually calling him Robert. So I hope he makes also another article. Yeah.
Thank you.
I just need to catch up again with him because well, I explained him all the new scheme of things for contributions, but obviously it's better to like have this kind of a call and show him and make him
Yeah.
like enter to the link and all that. So I hope this week I will be able to do that and get that thing going.
Yeah. Sounds good. Okay. Cool.
Nice. Well, I'm glad to hear that the new process is kind of solidifying into functionality. That's exciting. It's always challenging to manage all of this in a minimal overhead kind of way. So I appreciate the hard work that you guys have put into it. I know that it was a big transition to kind of get off of Charmverse, but the show must go on, and here we continue. So thank you for that. I had a question for next week. So the call next week is on the 31st of March. So it's technically not the beginning of the month, but it is the last day of the month. So is next week's call just a normal call, and then we do the first of the month on the 7th
Yes.
of April? Okay. So next week's call will just be a normal call. And then the following week, we'll have our big monthly roundup with the attendance badge and really go over in detail everything that's happening.
Oh, actually, I'm probably gonna be in Europe at that point already. So that's gonna be interesting. See how we can do the streaming again. Worst case, we do have to do a recording, but I think I can figure it out. So
Okay.
let's see.
Is the streaming something that you have to still do though? There's no way to give anyone else access to the ability to start the stream.
No, because it's my personal Restream account, so I don't really
Yeah, okay.
want to give anyone
Yeah.
access to that.
That's fair.
Sorry.
Totally fair.
But
Just making sure, because I knew some things changed and how you were doing it. I just didn't know how.
yeah,
Okay.
I figured, this comes with a lot of benefits for us because you will be surprised on some of these reap benefits because Sissy just approved some mini recordings that you're featured on. But yeah, it comes with this really cool benefit of like generating some viral clips right out of the toolbox, right? Which is kind of really, really cool. So
Nice.
yeah, you said some really cool stuff last week about like speaking up in governance. And so that was a very inspirational clip. And then there was another one. That was my favorite because it's about decentralized governance, duh. But there was another one that you did really good on, right? It was Oh, it was like about decentralized memberships as a whole, and that we take things in Web 2 sometimes for granted, but then like in Web 3 we have to relearn, but it also rewards us with being like true owners of what we do here. So yeah, do more of this, please. Yeah, so I can
Well, I
cut
just
it
show up
out.
every week and just keep talking. You can cut out all the nonsense and find the little tidbits in there by all means. If I say enough words, some of them have to mean something, right?
Exactly.
Always, always.
All right. Well, glad we got that covered. Exciting to hear that we have some new content generation avenues, a new pipeline of my face and voice to project out into the world. That's what everyone needs, right? But hopefully we can inspire other people to continue showing up and participating in the calls so that we can decentralize the voice of Unlock beyond just the loudmouths and hear what other people have to say too. So yeah, sounds exciting. Well, that's the call, everybody. That's our agenda. Thank you for joining. Thank you for fighting through the technical difficulties that are inevitable as we continue to pursue the decentralization of everything. So yeah, that's the week. We'll catch you next week. And if you have any updates, make sure that you share them. You can ping me Discord or Telegram or wherever you can communicate with me. Share it on the Unlock Discord. We always keep up on what people are sharing there. If you have community activities that you're working on that feature Unlock, we would love to hear about it. And don't forget, tomorrow is the first episode of You Make Us. So we are featuring us, the Steward Council. So join us, hear about the Steward Council, what we, what we've got cooking, and it'll be the first of many. So if you would like to participate, let us know what your project is, find a NUPA's form, get it filled out, submit your project, and you will get featured.
That's right. That's right. So tomorrow, let's see you at the stream of You Make Us, and next week for new DAO updates and discussions to be shared.
And in case you wonder where to find it, definitely live on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Bye!